Okay, so now we're going to do a short meditation. So first we're going to make sure that we sit comfortably with our back upright, straight, and our chin tucked in a little bit, and sit in a way which allows us to be alert and relaxed at the same time. We take a few deep breaths, and with each inhalation we become aware of any tension there may be, if there is, and with each exhalation we just relax. We may have our eyes open or closed as we wish. And we put a very light smile on our face. And we're aware of sound. And with our attention, we just scan. We are aware of different sounds in our environment. The birds, the AC, the road, whatever it may be. We're just aware of the different sounds. Now we choose one of these sounds to be our object of meditation. It may be a sound which is most prevalent, dominant, or which you are most drawn to, curious about. And we very gently rest our attention on the sound or sound range we have chosen. don't exclude anything or try not to be aware of anything. Like all other sounds and all other sensations, or sight impressions we all let them be, and if we're aware of them, we're aware of them. While gently and lightly putting our focus on the sound we have chosen. Or the type of sound, or range of sound. And whenever attention is drawn to a thought or a mental image, we're just noticing that this is happening, recognizing that, celebrating the moment that we have noticed that, and relax, smile, and gently bring attention back to the chosen object. When attention is drawn to a different sound or to a different body sensation or another part of our experience, we're just noticing and recognizing that this has happened. And again, returning to our chosen object of meditation. And when there's another more dominant sound or part of our experience, and attention is drawn there, maybe we can notice that at the same time there's some part of our attention or awareness still on the chosen sound, maybe more in the background, and the other experience, maybe like a louder motorbike, is more in the focus of our attention. When that sound is not audible to us at a moment, then we can listen to the absence of that sound in a way. It is being mindful of what attention is attending to. And still being aware, having an open, wide, spacious awareness, at the same time letting in all experience. There is no need to change anything. Whatever we're experiencing is what we're experiencing, and that's okay and good. That's how it is. So in each time attention is drawn to a different object, and we may be not mindful of where attention was or is, and then recognizing again, now attention is on a thought about the past or the future, then being happy about that moment, rejoicing in that moment, celebrating that moment of having woken up, and relaxing and smiling and returning to the object of meditation. And then holding the intention in our mind to rest our attention on that object. We now dedicate all of the good qualities we have developed and cultivated during this session to all beings in the whole universe, that they may benefit, and that whatever good we have, good qualities we have acquired and developed, will spread to all beings in the universe, and make a wish that all beings may be happy and at peace and free of suffering and free of pain.
Oh, I enjoy this one. Very good. Shit, I can do this all day, no?
Yes, please.
But I mean, like, yeah, but maybe it's gonna be sore because sitting all the time. But can we do meditate with laying or something?
Laying down. So we can.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you can experiment with that. Though now we're sitting
Yes.
because when we lay down, the body is used to then maybe resting, falling
Yes, yes.
asleep.
Yes, yes.
So this is the habit of the body.
Yes.
So, but it's still, this is one of the ways we can practice meditation. But maybe also like in the beginning, so you can experiment with it. Maybe it works well. Maybe for a shorter time to make sure you don't fall asleep.
That
Yes.
is good. This one is better. Okay.
Hmm. What was the other? I think there was one more thought before, right? Which you had about. I wanted to say something, but I forgot.
What's that? About me?
Oh, you said you could do it like all day, no? Right?
Yeah.
Because maybe it's like.
Yeah, it's peaceful, no? It's good.
Yes.
It's like cleansing all the bad mood, whatever.
Yes. So maybe next time or sometime the next days we could do some walking meditation.
Okay.
Walking meditation.
To where?
Like just maybe in this room or in the garden or somewhere.
Okay.
And then because this is a very good, it's also like a proper meditation.
Mm-hmm.
And this is very useful for many people to do in between sitting. So maybe, we do like a certain amount of time sitting, like whether it be 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, whatever it may be. And then maybe some walking in between, maybe 5 minutes or maybe even also 1 hour or half an hour, whatever we choose. And then we can switch in between. So when many people, when they do meditation retreats, whether it be a day or a month or a year, whatever, they alternate between these two also during the day.
Okay.
Yeah, and it has different qualities, and we can develop different qualities in ourselves, like stable attention, also like in a different way. So it's very I find it's very complementary. So they support each other. But it's and we can at some moments we may find that walking is helping us to maybe relax, calm down, become more aware. And at other times maybe sitting, so we can experiment with that, the same as with laying down. So feel free to experiment with that and make your experiences, and then see what works for you, and maybe how you can make that work for you.
So eyes open then if walking.
Yes. It's also possible, some people, you can experiment with that, but be very careful, and check the space where you are.
Okay.
But it's also, so there actually you can experiment with different things, but of course take care, no? And maybe not on the road. So, and but you can experiment, like it has different qualities, and it develops certain qualities, and also at certain moments, maybe with open eyes and maybe even a little bit faster is helpful. Maybe at different times very slow with open eyes or with closed eyes is good. So when we experiment with these different modes and gain some experience for ourselves, because it may also be individual, depending on our temperament and different qualities in our psychology and so on, that we can, when we have like more understanding and experience, then we can at each moment like choose wisely and skillfully. Or maybe right now, because like I'm a little bit tired and exhausted, and got like some, maybe a little bit depressed or angry or sad or whatever, maybe if I lay down now, maybe it will not be so good, maybe I will fall asleep or just be angry or something. But maybe at that moment, walking energetically but not too fast, with open eyes, in in an open space, with like emphasis on smiling and joy, maybe a good way, you know, at that moment. So then when we have like more and more experience and experiment also, then we can notice that, you know, for any time we can do something which is useful. So, and this is really, so I encourage you to experiment also. And, you know, if you say you want to lay down or do handstand or, you know,
Yes,
whatever, like, yeah.
So I mean, like, how you do that if you are all day meditate, just sitting?
So, sometimes I just do just sitting, but then also depends, you know, I would say, okay, maybe I will sit 1 or 2 hours or whatever, and then maybe take a break for, you know, some time, maybe 10-20 minutes or whatever, and then make a tea or coffee or whatever, or I may do some walking meditation, maybe even half an hour or 1 hour, and then maybe go back to sitting, and then alternate, you know, that a few times, maybe then maybe one more sitting, and then maybe have lunch, and, you know, so there are like many, like, you know, I don't have much experience, but like there are many, you know, good teachers and good books, you know, which recommend like, you know, good schedules. So I'm, you know, sometimes I follow like certain schedules, like for the day, what other people before, you know, I have tried out, and, you know, like getting up at this time, then first sitting, then standing, and then maybe doing some puja and so on, and then trying to follow that schedule. So it's good to follow a schedule, but it's also very good, we have to know ourselves very well. So when we start out, and maybe you say, you know, maybe you could say on the weekend, Saturday or Sunday, you could say, I want to start with 1 hour or 2 hours, and in these 2 hours, you will make a schedule for yourself, but very, you know, in a very light way, in which you think is like good for you and doable for you, and possible, and so, you know, it's like not like maybe 1 week, or, you know, or one or 2 days or one full day. So, you know, it's like limited, and then you can say, okay, maybe first I will just, you know, relax or do some exercise, you know, something to come, you know, notice the body, maybe some, you know, yoga or whatever it may be, and then maybe for 20 minutes some sitting meditation, you know, and choose whatever, you know, sitting meditation you want to do. Then maybe have like, you know, 20-minute walking meditation, and then 20-minute sitting meditation, and then maybe just, you know, relax for 15 minutes and have, you know, nice cappuccino or something or whatever, and then again maybe have one sitting meditation, and then the 2 hours would be over. And it's also good to, or it can be helpful to, you know, use a timer, and, you know, time, like set it to 20 minutes or whatever length you choose, so you're not worried or thinking about the time, right? So, and so these can be helpful, and it can be helpful to have a schedule for yourself, and then after this session, you know, you can dedicate, you know, the good qualities to all beings. And also at the beginning, there's some things you could do, for example, connect to your motivation, like for example that, you know, and the motivation can be, you know, whatever feels right for you. Maybe for someone, for some certain practitioners, it may be like that, like, please may I, like, you know, develop all the good qualities of meditation and insight and liberation and freedom, so, and wisdom and compassion, so I can help all the other beings, you know, like some traditions is called bodhicitta. So, or maybe it would just be, not just be, sorry. So maybe it would be, you know, I just want to relax a little bit, and you know, I want to, you know, connect to joy, and, you know, be happy, you know, or you know, whatever it may be, you know, and connect to that at the beginning, and at the end dedicate, and then also take maybe just a few minutes to evaluate, to reflect, like, okay, when I did this meditation, how was it? Was it helpful for me? Was it difficult? Maybe not too much analyzing, but it can be helpful just a little bit after a session or after a retreat to reflect a little bit, and then you can may set the intention, or maybe next Saturday at 10 o'clock, from 10 to 12 I'll do it again, or from 10 to 12:15 or something, no? And then you know, because you got some experience, maybe like 20 minutes is too long. Maybe just like 10 minutes or 5 minutes is good, you know, and you can keep mindful and aware, and then switching or taking rest. You know, so in the beginning, it's also advised actually to do many short sessions. So instead of like just, you know, doing 3 hours sitting, then taking a break, and 3 hours sitting, taking a break, you know, one would do like maybe 18 short sessions, maybe even of like, some people say like 10 minutes, some people say what 2 or 3 minutes, you know. So we can experiment what works for us. But at the beginning, it can be helpful to have shorter sessions and more, you know. So you could say, I will do 1 hour, you know, and I will do 5 minutes, 5 minutes break, 5 minutes sitting, 5 minutes break, 5 minutes sitting, 5 minutes walking, and, you know, and do it like that. Yeah. Yeah, and it's good to be open, experiment, evaluate, learn, improve, and yeah, so it's just a learning process. Yeah, also. Yeah. Okay.
Very good.